Yeah, I mean, first off, hey man, congratulations. I mean, I talked to you right around the time of the PGA Championship, and just got a question in via Zoom, and I couldn't have been more thrilled for you and your family. I can't imagine just what that experience was like overall for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, first time being in that situation. It was a course where, again, even the first day, I think I was in 100 and something place, and then I shoot 600 the next day, and I'm in fourth or third, whatever I was. So um, it was just one of those places that fit me well. I've played in that area, Daly City, a bunch growing up, so there was definitely a comfortability factor there, especially with the grass and the greens, just everything. So it was fun. Obviously I played very well Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday. I really did not play that bad. I mean, I missed 5 fairways by no more than 2 yards, which hurts. So that course is, I think Friday I hit I hit 10 fairways, 11 fairways, and I shot six under. So it was just again a great experience, bunch of positives from it, and Sunday was definitely a success and a learning experience at the same time.
I remember asking you as you went into the final round and you have a share of the lead, and I asked you, I said, does it even feel like a major just because of, the way that there was no fans, but of course it's also like it's you have the lead going into the final day. I mean,
Yeah.
and you said, yeah, it definitely felt like a major. I'm just wondering, like, what did that mean? Like, was there pressure? Did you feel pressure, or did it just uh, have a different feeling than what you were used to at all?
Um, I mean, again, if there was fans, I think it definitely would have changed the dynamic of things. I mean, fans make events, you know, I mean, who knows what would have happened or who would have won. I mean, Colin played amazingly the last day, and he deserves it. But it's just scenarios where, like, I made a 60-foot bomb on six. That was a huge putt. Um, and usually if there's fans there with what group we were in, I mean, there would have been huge roars. So you definitely feed off all that. You feed off the energy, you feed off the roars, you embrace it. I love it. For me, usually the louder it is, the better. And some guys don't like that. But I like the crowds. I like the rowdiness. Sometimes when it's quiet, it's almost, I really don't like that, to be honest. So I'd rather it be people talking, and when everyone's talking, you just kind of block it out. Versus when it's so quiet and then someone kind of chirps and you're like, man, like, okay. So it's again, it plays a factor, but still the nerves were there, the excitement was there. You know what you're playing for. It's a major. For me, that definitely didn't change at all.
Yeah, and I know in coming into today's event, which is the reason I wanted to talk to you, I got to witness that whole thing, and it's a little different just with the Zoom meetings, but I think everyone's kind of used to them at this point.
Yeah.
What was just kind of your biggest takeaway from that experience, and talking to a lot of kids and giving them answering questions and giving them feedback, and it's a unique experience for a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, I come from an extremely similar background, so it's not, we didn't come from money, we didn't come from, even middle class or high class. So it's again, it's just a factor of, whatever it may be. Obviously, I want to be a golfer. If kids want to be doctors or a basketball player or um, workout coach, it could be anything. As long as you give it your all and you give it your maximum effort, you can achieve anything. And obviously, support systems is huge as well with parents. I think that was the key with me. Again, like I've stated, majority of parents wouldn't have done what my parents did with the income we had during those times. I just don't think, you know, majority of parents could do that. Again, it was hard on my parents, but they saw how good I was at a young age, and um, knew I had a gift, and we just ran with it, and it worked out. So, um, but still, I still had to put in the work. Even through school and college and learning as a person, and then obviously turning pro and doing it out here as well. So it's definitely a long process, but if you put in the time and work, you can achieve anything.
Yeah, and I know, even before your win at Safeway, we talked in Granite Bay about using your background, your heritage to, you know, you end up having kind of a responsibility to make golf cool to people that
Yeah.
may not normally get that chance. And we talked a little bit about that, and here you are, talking to some groups that are predominantly African American and come about because of things that have happened in this country. And I just wonder, how rewarding is that to you? The moment the gentleman that you knew, he said, when he was growing up there were 11 players on tour that were black golfers, and now you're one of four. And it's alarming to hear that the number is different, but it was, I wonder how you kind of carry that with you, because you had a really good response about, even with Sean Foley there saying, like, game doesn't matter. It's all about but perception. When you see it, obviously it's striking.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, I think the initial, it was going in the right direction, but again, it's the same situation we're in now. Everything's always put on the back burner, and until something bad happens, which again, it's something always bad has to happen for the subject to be brought up, then people want to start having to make change. But again, it's something that's just not going to change overnight. It's literally impossible. There's no physical way. And especially with golf, it's a great sport. I've made friends and friendships through golf that I could have never made elsewhere, like not possible. But it just comes down to the affordability. I just think with the minority community, the black communities, it's just too expensive. Like I said, you can go to a store and buy a $6 basketball versus you can buy one golf ball for $6, and then you got to buy clubs and clothes and everything. So it comes down to that, with creating programs to help kids get equipment, get them introduced to the game, and then it just has to be a slow process of getting more minorities on tour, to where again there's a difference when you turn on the TV and watch the NBA versus when you turn on the TV and watch golf. Majority of those kids aren't going to want to turn on the TV and watch golf. It's reality. It is what it is. Versus, turn on the TV and seeing someone who looks like them. So it's a thing. It's a situation we're in, but it's also a situation that can be fixed, and that can, progress can be made. But, certain steps have to be taken to increase those numbers. Like you said, I'm, one of four. And again, majority of people who don't know me would never even know. So, and trust me, that's happened quite a bit still.
Right.
From comments I hear from people in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, especially when we show you as a kid, I can't tell you how many times we go to the footage of you at Champions Golf Links just smacking the ball as a 6-year-old, I believe, and just hearing people's reaction to it. Go, oh, really?
Yeah.
Before I let you get out of here, just a couple more. I wanted to ask you really quickly about, you had the topic of COVID-19 had come up, and obviously it made headlines because you and Nick Watney, two guys from our area who for some reason tested positive. And in this discussion, you called yourself the dummy in this circumstance because for the testing protocols that were in place. But you said something that I don't think has been echoed loud enough. You're convinced, and I would imagine because of the not only the negative tests that you had, but doctors telling you that you never had this.
Yeah, I mean, I never did. And again, there's some stuff I can't say, but yeah, I mean, I was, again, it sucked for me being the front runner for it. I mean, it would have sucked for anybody, but again, it's a good thing it did happen, because, a lot of good things came out of it. With my situation and how I handled it when I showed up that day, a lot of protocols changed with the tour, a lot more stricter security measures, testing measures, which is great because it's allowed us to play and not be shut down. So, with everything going on, and it's just made things a lot smoother. But yeah, I mean, going through the process and, going through my test results and getting outside feedback through my, my agent did extreme job with it, with asking experts on their end in LA and multiple other experts and doing multiple other tests. I don't even have it in my system. So it was just, again, don't know if it's false positive. Don't really know. Again, it's still all new, and going through that again, it's something new. We don't know much about it still. We're just trying to, again, with the testing we have, we're just trying to go about it to try to, get the best results we can as far as confirming if it is or if it isn't. But it's like I said, it's something that it sucked going through because my fiance's father has heart failure. So when we found that information, it was like the most stressful week of my life. So, because I was with him 2 days before that. So I'm like, well, if I got it, he's got it. Now we got a huge issue. So, but luckily, again, I didn't have it. He didn't have it, and everything was all clear. So,
Yeah, and thankful for that. That's fantastic. Before I get you out of here, you gave a final message to some of these kids, and it's great to see because you talked about how making golf cool, making them gravitate, making them see it. And you've got
yeah,
your hometown basketball team. I know you live in Houston now, but the Sacramento Kings being able to try to bring this to a different audience and try to boost
yeah.
you up and bring you in. What's it like to not only have just, to have the kids is one thing, but to have the support of the hometown only sports team in town really to be behind you?
No, I mean, that's huge. I mean, we need everyone to come together for change to happen. It has to, again, I always say it's not going to happen overnight, but all the chips have to fall in place for change to happen. And also, it just has to be talked about for change to happen. So, I think, like I said, everything I think is going in the right direction. Now it's finally being talked about. And again, it's unfortunate that bad things have to happen for change to even be talked about. But I feel like the steps are being, pushed in the right direction, even with our foundation and multiple other foundations in SAC. I think, like I said, things are moving in the proper directions, and there's a lot of good quality people behind everything. And I think the proper steps are being taken.
Yeah, and that message you left them with when you told them believe in yourself,
Yeah.
and it seemed to be a little bit different than confidence, like that belief that not only you belong, but that that you can aspire to do something that you set a goal to. I thought that was super impactful. Just if you can maybe just kind of touch on that and leaving that final message with those kids and telling them to believe in themselves.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, my coach, we just kind of talked about, before we got on here, is, I grew up a lot different than 99% of the kids I play golf with, out at the top levels. Almost all of them are country club kids. They're driving BMWs to school and high school, and, they live in a big old house, and their parents have this. Am I still there? Yep. And have that. So it's just, sorry about that. Can you
You're
still
good.
see me?
It's just as Cameron's iPhone right now, but I got you.
All right, there we go. But yeah, it's just you don't seem like it affects you, but over time it does. Like I said, it's a thing where, again, everyone's telling me I'm so good, and then I'm the next big thing at a young age, and obviously I see it. I mean, I see the differences between me and other kids, but again, I'm not putting up the results. Hold on a sec. I'm sorry.
You're all good.
Okay, there we go.
Cool.
Sorry, where was I going with that?
Just saying that you,
No,
you believed it, but you didn't quite see the results yet as a youth.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was just, again, it's believing in myself. Um, Again, it was an uncomfortable area for me. Um, and like you said, with everyone's saying that for years and years, and me not performing, over time it kind of leans on me without me really knowing it. And then it really deflates my confidence and deflates just everything. So it's just more of just the belief factor in myself and realizing how good I am, how much work I've put into it over the years, and and then just trusting in yourself. So that's something, again, I have had to overcome as a kid, and I've gotten better and better as I've turned pro with it, but it's still something I struggle with. It's a hurdle where, I worry about certain things I probably shouldn't worry about. But again, it's life. It's part of life. It's part of growing. It's part of learning. And, for me, I see the progress. So that's all that matters.
Wonderful. That's well said, man. I can't thank you enough for doing this. I think it's awesome
Yeah.
what you did today. And I hate to bother you in tournament time. I really do.
No,
So
you're good. You're good.
I appreciate you, Cameron. Best of luck this weekend. And I'm hoping to run you down before the Masters. And I know that's the week after your wedding. So that's
I
going to be
know.
an exciting time, man.
Sounds good. Thanks.
You got it. Take it easy. Thanks.
All right. Take it easy.